Company called Nintendo. Game called Sheriff. 1979. Where's the other one? There it is. I didn't do that ahead of time. Okay, let me... So this game's pretty unique. Can barely read the... Let's blow up this flyer over here. Rogues attacking and coming near. A captive beauty and a sheriff running for the rescue. How are the rescue operations? So this is a story-enjoying game. The sheriff must repeat mortal combats to rescue the beauty who is kidnapped by rogues. The sheriff who wishes her rescue and the beauty who is waiting for help. Where did their fates go? Thrillful and high-technical game. 16 rogues move around and attack the sheriff. At times, some of them jump over the barricade and come closer to the sheriff. 12 sound effects such as shooting sound, entering sound of condor, western song, etc. Make the game an audio sensation. I like this. When the score is over 1,500 points, a relief sheriff is added. Not an extra life, not an extra man, but a relief sheriff. Because the rest of them keep dying. When a condor is shot, high point is added. So when you clear a certain number of scenes until the sheriff rescues the beauty successfully, love grows up between the two. In this case, your score is doubled. So the game straight up doubles your score sometimes, and it gets ridiculous if you can play it for a while. Once your player is successful, in case of 2 players game, the image of the screen is turned to each player alternately. So, as for the control scheme of this game... Oop, that's the wrong one. This game had a rather unique control scheme. I don't know if we can... if you can see it in this. But it uses a joystick on the left side, and it uses like this little switch. This like 8-way switch to like aim, and you push down on it to fire. So it's kind of like the first twin stick game, kind of. It's basically a rotary switch, but like you have one hand on the joystick and the other hand on the switch, and you push into the rotary switch, the rotary knob, to fire. So you can walk in one direction, fire in the other. This might have been the first game that actually did this, and that's why I thought it was worth showing. Yeah, Frontline kind of did the same thing, but that was years later. Also, Frontline was kind of successful, so I don't think we're going to cover that. Audio's crackling. Okay, well, let me restart. It's still crackling. So, Sheriff. Yeah, this ties into the pizza ad, right? It all comes full circle. Alright, I think I set my controls ahead of time. Yep, I did. Hot jams. Get ready! So there are the 16 rogues just running around. Oh, that's loud. So they start off pretty slow. Eventually they start speeding up. You've got little barriers to guard. I guess that's also the Space Invaders influence. And yeah, I guess they didn't. They haven't released this on Arcade Archives. Yes, the entering sound of condor is an audio sensation. Shit, this doesn't work so well on a. I've never liked using dual analog pads for like twin stick, but since I need a button to fire, it was the best thing I could do. Help! Where do their fates go? But yeah, this is a pretty violent game for for Nintendo compared to the kind of shit they put out later. Entering sound of Condor! Oh. So once they get in the barricade, they do that speed up thing if you don't kill them fast enough. Yeah. Is this where they got the idea for Robotron? Could be. But yeah, Robotron was not the, Robotron wasn't even the second twin-stick game, if you count Space Dungeon, which we will probably look at some point, because that's definitely, definitely a game that didn't really get its due. Berserk was not twin-stick. You actually hold the button down and then push a direction to fire. Bonus! Score times 2. I love you. They got married. Yeah, it just straight up doubles your score. So every time... I don't think it's like every few stages. Like, I think it takes a while for the next one. But it will keep doubling your score if you can keep playing. So scores in this game can get kind of ridiculous. In theory. And also, again, like somebody on the MAME Action Replay page got some ridiculous score because he was able to survive for a while. The box doesn't shrink at all, no. I think like enemies just get faster and stuff. Anyway, I don't remember, like, ever seeing a cabinet of this, except at good old Grinkers. Grinkers is going to come up a lot for, like, these early 80s games. It was an arcade in Eagle, Idaho, that I got to go to a few times. They would host a big arcade tournament every October. Score-based competition across, like, a dozen games or so in the arcade. And one year... if not Sheriff, then Bandido was the game, but that's kind of the same game. And I hadn't really played the game before the tournament, and I think I ended up getting the high score for that game. And I was like, "Hey, this game's actually all right. How did I never play this before?" Although I think one of the sticks was the analog aiming thing was a little rough, but that is the nature with, like, 35-year-old arcade cabinets. 40-year-old arcade cabinets. But yeah, for something released in 1979, I think this is pretty cool. Like, it's definitely... It's still keeping, like, the same basic... you know, shooting gameplay, but you know, you can walk around anywhere. You have enemies shooting at you from all directions. Like, there's kind of a lot going on by 1979 standards. So I like it. Uh-oh. Going the other way now. So yeah, definitely. I don't know why did this game like not get much attention. Yeah, the controls might have been a little bit much to take in. I don't remember when the next score double is. Condor's only worth 100 points? Well, I guess everything adds up over time if you keep doubling your score, huh? There we go. Star Wars Mania? Yeah. That could be another reason for all the space stuff. Bold decision to just give a thing that just straight up doubles the score. Did it add a 0 to the score? So it didn't add the 0 until I broke 10,000? That's kind of amazing they went to that trouble. Because, of course, the other problem with, like, some of these early games... Oh, fuck. Got shot in the head. The problem with, like, some of these early games is that, a lot of developers, like, didn't know, like, how long people would play them, and you had cases like Asteroids where the score maxes at 99,990, which is way too easy for some people, and they were able to roll the score multiple times. So they could have tracked, like, much higher scores. But they kept it a little too simple. Bring in the next release, Sheriff. The only problem I'm having with the controls is that, like, I don't know if it's the trying to use a twin stick pad, but I feel like there's like a little bit of a weird delay when I move sometimes. Yeah, more points for killing enemies when they're inside the square. Because they're more dangerous. It's like getting more points in Galaxian for shooting stuff when it comes down at you. I guess that's their way of thinking. Uh-oh. The moving is a little clunky. Also, I guess maybe one of the reasons like it didn't really like take off in the US is that I don't think Nintendo had any distribution in place for arcade games yet. Like I don't think they didn't have like the warehouse in Redmond until like 81, right? Like I think Radar Scope was the first one. So they didn't have a way to distribute this. But we're getting it. Well, we'll explain that in just a second. Oh god, it's getting harder. I guess it does take a little while for this game to ramp up a little bit, huh? Yeah, because that's the other thing you have to keep in mind about like a lot of these early 80s games, is that like some of these companies didn't have like distribution in place for like other countries because they didn't know how big arcade games would be, and so they were only focused on their country of origin. But you know, they had companies like Atari and Midway that saw the success of like, you know, like they were distributing Namco games like Dig Dug and Pole Position and Pac-Man, of course. Stuff like that. But even then, like some of the early Capcom games, like weren't even like Capcom didn't even have a US distribution, and like most of that duty went to a company called Romstar that specifically distributed Japanese games. And even like some early like Capcom games like 1942. 1942 actually got distribution from like Williams or Midway. It was Williams. And of course Data East distributed Commando. Distributed Capcom's Commando. So I'm bringing this up for a reason, because as it turns out, where is it? Let me resize that. It seems that that Exidy, the makers of Ripcord, did license Sheriff, but renamed it Bandido. Where's the other image? Surrounded by banditos, attacked by buzzers. You must rescue your sweetheart. Okay, that flyer kind of sucks. But I think that was the version that was at Grinkers. I'd have to double check. But yeah, I don't think the actual gameplay is any different. I think it's the same game, but like, note that it was licensed in 1980. Like, this was like after, I guess after Sheriff had been out for a little bit, and so Exidy got the rights to distribute this in some countries. But yeah, as far as I can tell, it's the same game. Seems about the same. So good on Exidy for recognizing that this was probably worth distributing. And yeah, there's another version called Western Gun Part 2, which also seems to be it doesn't look like they made like any license to Taito. So Taito or Nintendo like licenses to like 2 different companies. So like, wait, it's got player 2 controls? So it got two different licenses, and yet it still seems like it's not a game that really gets talked about, right? Wait, does it even say the title? It doesn't show like the title on screen, does it? There's no title screen for this game. And yeah, no licensing info. Yeah, the music was different. Oh, they changed the did they change the guys? Hold on, I don't have a button. Oh, I like how they vibrate before they die. That's pretty sick. Yeah, the music's different. What are the Banditos doing? Weird. Yeah, they didn't change the Condor at all. Okay, I want to see if the thing changes after stage 3. Come on. Snipe him with that diagonal shot. But yeah, I absolutely think this game deserved better. It just came out at a weird time when everybody was in Star Wars Mania. That could have been a reason why. And yeah, obviously 1980 was like kind of a... The family computer didn't exist yet. That was still a few years off. So didn't really have a chance for a home port. I mean, yeah, Nintendo made ports of... Well, they made ports of things like Donkey Kong and Popeye and all that. Like they went into their back catalog to port some stuff for the Famicom, but they kind of left this alone. That's kind of a shame. Bonus. I think the music was different. Yeah. Yeah, I guess WarioWare is like the only time it's gotten like any sort of unofficial port then. I think it's playing like different music when you die. So they changed all the music for this version. Da 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 da. I got a lot of art to catch up on. I'll do that in a second. Anyway, yeah, just stumble in a safe spot when I'm not paying attention. All right, what do we think about this game? I know what I think, but I'll let y'all decide first. Go make your vote. 4 if not for the slow start. The slow start is kind of a bummer. It is kind of weird. Like I said, like arcade operators want to be making like as much money as possible, and you know they want like an average game time of like 2 to 3 minutes. And so I think it's like reasonable that if you know what you're doing, you're gonna be able to play way longer than 3 minutes before the game like really ramps up. But then again, like somebody coming into the game for the first time isn't gonna like really understand the controls or all that, and might not be able to get out of the way. So, I mean, I have played it with the original controls, and I think it worked pretty well. Damn, is BBH being an influencer again? You guys we keep agreeing on everything. 4 bongos. I agree. 4 bongos. That's what I was going with. I think it's a really cool game for 1979. I think I like the concepts they were going with. I think we've been in agreement on everything so far. A nice advancement of the Invaders-like genre, for sure. All right, let's do some quick catch up. There's been a lot of art. I'm glad